everybody, welcome back to Finish It Friday. I'm Sherry and you're watching Lessons Learned. This is the episode where I share with you what I have gotten finished this week and what some of you have gotten finished this week. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. I started off with a pretty aggressive, is that the word I want? A pretty ambitious list of things to do this week. Got about half of them done. One reason being is I had a headache for like 2 days and I pushed through and did as much as I could during that time, but it wasn't as fruitful as I wanted it to be. But I did get some things done, and you all had seen this thing from Monday. I think I did that last weekend, but he's just hanging out on the wall back here, and I just love that ginger cat. We need to give him a name. Won't y'all put your comments down below and see what kind of name we could pick out for him. I think it's a him. He's got a blingy collar on, but that's okay. Guys wear bling sometimes too. So somebody asked me the width of this. I guess they were wanting to make one like this too. The little border that I put all the way around, I cut at 3.5 inches. So by the time it's all sewn in with binding and everything, it'll be 3. So 3-inch border around that cat pattern. And I would definitely cut off these corners here then on the next one that I make. I'm going to make some more, I think. That's a fun little project to do. I got my 2 Barnstar sampler for July done, and that was block 7, I think. Well, yeah, July. So start in January, so that makes sense. So not identical, but close. And these are the ones that have the different background fabric from the rest of the backgrounds. So I'm anxious to see how that's going to look once the quilt is all stitched together in the end. So got that done for the month. I hope you had a chance to look at the tutorial of Wednesday with the tote bag. The tulip tote. Just kind of gave it that name myself because it has this little tulip shaped top to it. I love this little bag. I just really do. This just gives you an idea about where it falls. It's just perfect. It's just perfect. So I went ahead and made up my extra pieces and put the light as the dominant one. So you kind of have to pay attention to that when you're making yours, which, you know, before you do your top stitching on there, to top stitch this down where I use the blanket stitch, just kind of pay attention to what you're doing there and get the dominant color that you want on the top. This one I used kind of a leafy, not a leafy, it's kind of a, I don't know what you call it, kind of a stem stitch, I guess, on it. You're not going to be able to see that, I don't think. This one has the blanket stitch and the other one has kind of a stem stitch. So it gives you an opportunity to use your decorative stitches too. I think that's cool. This one I haven't gotten the snap inside yet. That's the only thing I have left to do, and I didn't put the little label on it like I did this one. I don't know if I will. I might. Also, you all were asking about the snaps. I didn't show that in the tutorial. So much for full tutorial, right? That's what I called it. But anyway, inside here, the way you put this together, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you or not. The pockets are like coming in from the side of the inside. So I put my snap, I was able to attach my snap on that pocket right here at the very top. And then the other side is identical. There's another pocket right here. See? And I put the other side of the snap in the same position, of course. So it doesn't show through the outside because it's latching together at those pockets. And it's at the topmost part of the bag. So it does keep it closed nice. So yeah, I got 2 little tote bags here. I don't need 2 little tote bags like that, but maybe a giveaway or something. We'll see. We're about to get to 10,000. I have almost 9,300 subscribers. So when we get to 10,000, we'll have a big old giveaway with a bunch of stuff. So share these videos, tell all your friends, tell all your quilt guilds and all that stuff, so we can get up to that 10,000. That's my goal for this year. So technically I have another 5 months to get it. I think it won't be a problem to get it by the end of the year, but sooner would be better, right? So anyway, yeah, maybe I'll put one of those at least in with the giveaway. Let's see, the Bella Duster. If you're on the Facebook group, you saw that I got that cut out. I've got it on my body double here. I've just got the pieces laying across, but I have all of my pattern pieces cut out now for the outside. I don't have the lining done yet because I need to repeat. I need to reuse some of these pieces, and I don't want to take it apart yet until I sew that exterior. So I'll be sewing that up pretty soon. Here is the piece of Tula that I'm using for the lining. It's from the same Moon Garden that the other fabrics are from. This is actually a 108. I really hate to cut it up, but that's what I got it for. So it's so slick and silky. It'd be a perfect coat lining, just perfect. So I'm going to use it. So I don't know what it's called, but it's part of the Moon Garden line. It may not even have a separate name. You know, sometimes each print has its own name. I don't know if they do or not. They probably do. I don't know what this is called, but it's perfect for a lining. So that's what I'm going to use as the lining. These things I did not get to, but the day is young. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare all of these petals. I already have this stem. I have all those done. I think I'm going to prepare all of my petals, and then I can just assembly line stick those on there. I think I'm going to do that today. The Carpenter Star, the Moda Love Challenge quilt top that I was going to quilt this week, that didn't happen. Headache. Let's see, is there anything else going on that I need to tell you about? I don't think so. I think that's pretty much all I did. I worked on my scraps some, just to have some mindless activity. I got rid of all of my teeny tiny scraps I had been saving. I don't know if I will ever use those. What do they call that? Crumb quilting? I don't think I'm ever going to do that. So those are going to go away. And I have made it through all of my scraps and have organized them into that laundry sorter that I got from Temu, then to the dark, light, and medium. So I'm organized on scraps right now, and I cut some more from my 2-inch aqua squares. I cut some more scraps to go in between those for that patchwork project I've got ongoing. So yeah, I did quite a bit of stuff this week, even though I was a little under the weather. All right, I have a few things to share with you from viewers who have sent in their finished projects. The first one is from Helen, and it is a red work quilt. She says, "Hi, my husband and I went out this morning to photograph a few quilts in the out of doors. This one is my only embroidered red work quilt, which I finished in 2019. My mom and my sister have all completed this pattern. Love, red." Lovely. I love that. It's one of the nicest red work quilts I've ever seen. Look at all those little pinwheels around each one of them. I love the fabrics that you chose too, like for the background. Not the white, the red that you chose. That's pretty cool. And this is a true red work quilt. Just because a quilt is red and white does not make a red work quilt. A red work quilt has embroidery on it. So all of those white squares have an embroidered flower, all different kinds. I see daisies and iris and just all kinds of different flowers on there, lilies. Beautiful. Very, very nice job. I love this, Helen. Can't stop looking at it. Dolores sent another I Spy quilt. Now, the other week she sent one that was geared toward a boy. This one is for a girl. And this time she did a tiny white border frame around each of the I Spy blocks, and then pink in between for sashing. That's a cool quilt. Any little girl would love that. Great job, and she's got a nice little fun floral on the back. Beautiful job. Pat has sent a pumpkin patch table runner. She says it's 16 by 58 from Witch's Night Out Sew Emma Patterns Fat Quarter Shop. I made this last year and finally got the polka dot binding done. Loved making the pumpkins with the quilt blocks in centers. Strange working on fall colors with the outside temperatures being in the 90s, but a finish is great. Well, if you want it for fall decorating, you have to do it in summer. Pat from Washington State. Looking forward to your coat making. I am making fabric for a jacket. Enjoy your videos. Thank you, Pat. This is a very nice little table runner. It'd be perfect for a fall-inspired table. Nice little patchwork and piecing within each one of those pumpkins. It's very cool. And then I have one from Jason. Jason has a big story to tell, too. So if you don't have a drink to sit down and listen, go get that real quick, and I'll read you the story. But here's his quilt, and it's one of the March block a day of Pat Sloan that she did this year. And you know I did one. I did a black and white one. Here's his story. He says, I was out of town last week and didn't get a lot of sewing accomplished. However, I did sew the last 8 blocks of the Block a Day Challenge since I got back. I'm sharing the blocks on my design wall. Not put together, but organized on my design wall because I'm out of town again and want to have it ready to sew together when I get back. So his finish this week is all the blocks are done, but they're not sewn together yet. He says, I decided to do 100 blocks for this quilt with 5 rings across and 5 rings down. He's talking about the solid piece. Pat's challenge was 32 blocks, I believe, and it was only 3 rings across and 3 rings down. I personally love bigger quilts to put on our bed. Pat named this quilt pattern Cheerful, which got me going on what fabrics I wanted to use. All of these fabrics came from my stash, including the teal squares. In 2022, I lost 5 close family members, which made it a rough year. So sorry, Jason. I wanted to make a quilt to honor them and decided to use fabrics that reminded me of my loved ones and use fabrics that I purchased to use in a quilt for them that I hadn't started yet. I'm a relatively new quilter and picked up the art in December 2021. Because of that, I unfortunately didn't get to share my art with them as a gift. I am naming this quilt Cheerful Memories, as each fabric has a positive memory I have with my loved ones. I purchased cuddle fabric to have on the back to help me remind me of the love of my loved ones and a big hug from them every time I wrap up in the quilt. I've never sewn with cuddle fabric, so this will be interesting. It's not that bad. I am also hoping to have clouds quilted on it to help tie in my loved ones, and that even though they are gone, they are in my heart and my memories. I've been overly excited to share this story as a way of healing and moving on. I'm grateful for the art of quilting to help me get through these really rough times. See, now, this is why we do this craft. You know, it gets us through things. It keeps our minds focused on something different, something positive, something heartwarming, something physically warming. keeps our hands and minds busy. And with the theme of this quilt being for your loved ones that you've lost, you know, you're able to bring back good memories of them. And that's really healing. It really is. So keep working on your quilt, Jason. It's adorable, cheerful memories. I love the name that you gave it. And you will be cherishing this quilt for the rest of your life, I'm sure. All right, that is what I have for you this week. So we have the entire weekend to pull out some projects or continue on with some that we've got on our tables or on our machine. So get in there and get busy this weekend, at least for a few minutes each day, so that you know, you can just keep those works in progress going. And I will see you back here on Monday for Monday Quilt Chat. Have a great weekend. Bye.